What's up guys, my name is Ace, and with the recent update to the divisions in CoD WW2, we've also got a change to the best and fastest way to get around the map. Before this update, it was pretty clear, Airborne Division was the way to go. You not only got faster sprint speed, you also got a longer sprint duration. Now with this update, we have unlimited sprint across all divisions, and this definitely changes things. Is it now worth it to run Airborne, or should you run Energetic? Today we're going to be comparing the base movement speed with Energetic as well as Airborne. So the first thing to know is with this update, obviously everybody got unlimited sprint, but to compensate for this, they actually slightly reduced the sprint speed across the board. Before the patch, it was a 1.4 times multiplier to your base movement speed with the weapon that was in your hand. Now it's a 1.3 times multiplier to the base movement speed with the weapon in your hand. In addition to this, they rearranged some of the perks that affect your movement speed. With the Airborne Division, instead of just getting a flat increase to your sprint speed, which is what we had before this update, now our division training skill is to sprint faster over time. In addition to that, we got to change to Energetic, which is a basic training skill, and Energetic used to affect the recovery time when you ran out of breath after sprinting for 4 seconds, or 8 seconds if you were combining it with Airborne. It would just make you recover faster so you could get back to sprinting. It didn't actually make you move any faster, it just allowed you to recover faster, which helped you get around the map faster for sure. Now, since we have unlimited sprint for all classes, this doesn't make any sense, so they actually gave it the perk that Airborne used to have, where it just gives you a flat increase to your sprint speed. So let's hop into my testing here. I used this distance right here on London Docks. I ran the exact same route every time, tried to keep on the exact same path, and I think I did a very good job keeping that nice and controlled for this. And the first test that we're going to see here is the control. This is without Energetic and without Airborne. It takes a total of 16.1 seconds to get from point A to point B. Next up, I used Airborne, and with Airborne, I covered this distance in 14.6 seconds, which is almost exactly 10% faster than it was without Airborne. Now keep in mind with this works kind of like momentum from Infinite Warfare. This speed boost doesn't actually kick in, it seems, until about 3 seconds of uninterrupted sprint. So if you sprint for 3 seconds, then it appears you get this flat increase to your speed, so it doesn't just ramp up infinitely or anything. It seems like after 3 seconds, it just ramps you up to a new sprint speed, or a noticeably faster sprint speed, and therefore this will depend on the distance you're traveling. If you're only sprinting for a couple seconds, it's doing literally nothing for you, whereas if you're traveling all the way across the map or for an opening rush route or something along those lines, it's going to be helping you quite a bit. After that, I used Energetic without Airborne, and with this one, it's 14.9 seconds to cover this distance, which is roughly 7% faster than not having Airborne or Energetic equipped. And keep in mind, this 7% increase is what we used to get when using the Airborne Division, just that flat increase to our sprint speed, so that perk has just simply been transferred over to Energetic now, and it hasn't been changed at all. Now finally, if you try to combine Airborne with Energetic, you will get that little notification in the Division screen that says, "These don't stack." And I just wanted to be extra thorough here, so I did try combining them and using them together, and it turns out Airborne overrides Energetic. Therefore, you get that 10% increase over this distance, rather than that 7% increase over the distance with Energetic. So just to recap here, if you're using the Airborne Division now, you don't get any sort of sprint increase until about 3 seconds after. Keep in mind that's not necessarily an exact value, just what I've been able to observe with my testing. Around 3 seconds after you've sprinted without stopping at all, you'll get roughly a 10 to 11% increase to your sprint speed. With Energetic, on the other hand, you get a flat 7% increase to your sprint speed, and this is regardless of how long you've been sprinting for. This kicks in immediately as soon as you start sprinting, and therefore the fastest way to move around the map really depends on the distance that you're trying to cover. If you're just trying to go a short distance, maybe from one piece of cover to another piece of cover, Energetic is probably the better bet for you because it kicks in immediately, and if you're only going a very short distance, the Airborne perk doesn't help you at all when it comes to your sprint speed. If, however, you're looking at getting all the way across the map, or you're looking at like an opening route for search and destroy and you want to try and beat everybody else to a power position, Airborne is generally going to be the better option for you as long as you're not breaking your sprint at all and you get a nice steady stream of sprint all the way up to that position you're trying to get to. So there really isn't a clear-cut best way to move around the map faster. It really depends on that distance. Energetic for short distances, Airborne for those longer distances. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's quick video. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of these changes to the movement speed and also the fastest way to get around the map? Personally, I'm a little bit bummed out that the Airborne Division doesn't have any sort of really significant advantage over the other divisions anymore when it comes to getting around the map faster. Yes, it's awesome for those opening routes, but within the game itself, aside from those opening routes, generally this isn't going to make a huge difference for you. And I'm not the biggest fan of that. I like the idea of Airborne being noticeably better at getting around the map faster than everybody else. And this is why I personally feel it would have been a better change for them to simply double the sprint duration for everybody, instead of having unlimited sprint for everybody, and then with the Airborne Division only give unlimited sprint. I think that would have been a cooler way to handle it. That's just my opinion though. I don't think this is going to be changing anytime soon, but I also feel like I'm taking Airborne off of a lot of my classes, and I probably won't be running it nearly as often as I used to. Also, before I wrap this up, I'd like to know in the comment section below, what other things that have changed with this Division update would you like me to have a look at and make a video about? I've already got quite a big list of things that I'm going to be testing that have changed, but maybe there's something that you guys want to see that I've missed. I'll make sure I'll be scrolling through the comments here and adding certain items to the list. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.